Hi, my name is Aniah. I'm a shamanic practitioner based out of DC, where I am back in DC now. My last video you saw me in New York, and I work with friendly nature spirits that want to help everybody around us. And I want to tell you a little bit about my story. I came into this planet really just like ready to go. I was born in 1983, so I'm 43 years old in January 1983. And from the age of like 5 years old, I was like, I have a mission. And probably you relate with this too, that you have a sense of like having had a mission or something that you're supposed to accomplish here, or some way that you're supposed to help people. And there's been so much talk in like the New Age community for years and years and years about like, oh, this year the thing is gonna happen. We have to gather and like do this event and that event. And all of that is really well-meaning, and I don't think any of it was bad, but a lot of it didn't really get to like the actual point of what's happened on this planet. And I think that's why I was incarnated at this time, because I have that like kind of insight along with other people, like probably you too, but I have some of that insight about some of the crux of what has happened on this planet. And so over many years, like from when I was 24 to when I was like 39, I did a lot of past life work where I met up with people that I knew in my past lives, and we learned this like gradually with each other. We didn't know at first, but we met up together, and we were able to kind of like piece together parts of the past and all of that like hidden history and things like that that people talk about, and how we've had like other times that were a lot more interesting in some ways than this time. That's all very real, at least in my recollection, and maybe in yours too. And looking back to these other times, we were able to see that in the first time, so I call them the first times, this was a planet of like really like beauty and peace and joy, and there wasn't evil. Like evil didn't exist, and evil means like cruelty, like doing harm to other people for the sake of doing harm to other people, getting joy out of doing harm to people, all of those sorts of things. That didn't exist. Like that wasn't even a vibration that existed here. And what had happened was, in those first times, there were some beings that were like doing some experiments that they shouldn't have been doing, and they like ripped a hole in the dimensions between like this dimension and a different dimension, and a dimension that was full of pure evil there was an opening between that dimension and this one, and then evil came into this dimension where we are now and infiltrated it and attacked a lot of people and changed a lot of people's hearts over to cruelty, and so they got joy out of doing harm to other people, which is not the way that this plane is supposed to be. This plane is supposed to be like peace and joy and like love. So my struggle over many lifetimes, and probably a lot of you guys too, has been to uproot all of this foreign evils, because it's not supposed to be here. It's from a whole other dimension, and get it out of here, like hit the road, Jack, you know. And sometimes it wins, and sometimes we win, and it's like murdered me a bunch of times. And, hopefully not this time, knock on wood. But you know, like the point is that we're at it again, and I think we've learned enough lessons this time that we're hopefully like gonna get it out of here for good. We're gonna like close the dimensional rifts, and we're gonna get all of that like cruelty vibrations out of here for good, and really get things back to the way they used to be. And part of the way that we accomplish this is by starting with ourselves, and like going into your heart and purging your own heart of places where you like get delighted in seeing horrible things happen to other people. My perspective is that that's not natural. That's actually something that was grafted onto you or your soul in like some other lifetime, and it's not actually a part of who you are. So if you reach into the deepest part of your chest and your core, your star heart, and remember like your core of who you are, and like, do you actually like to see harm happen, or do you like to see like peace happen, and like align more of like the peace than the harm? And that's the step one of like getting to that plane.